So, you're thinking of moving to Southwest Virginia? Well, you found me. You're in the right place. Hey, I'm Jen Durham, and I'm your relocation and investment specialist. Keep watching to learn how to explore, invest, and thrive in Southwest Virginia. On this channel, I'm going to take you and show you our communities, towns, and cities, and discover just exactly what your money can get you in this area. I'll show you unique investment opportunities, things to do, places to eat, coolest festivals, all things the Appalachia region has to offer. I'm going to take you on tours of homes, big and small. We'll visit a historic hotel built right on the New River in 1903. We'll take a look at vacation rental and real estate opportunities to help you invest wisely and thrive. Are you ready to start exploring? But first, you know Virginia is for lovers. Would you show me some love? Click the subscribe button below and tap the notification bell so that you can be one of the first to know about the current market all throughout Southwest Virginia. Are you ready to start exploring? So why the heck is my rent so high? And what can I do about it? Anything? Or am I doomed forever? Let's go. So to answer this question, why the heck is our rent so high? And why are home prices so out of control? Young people, listen to me. The time is right now for you to change your mindset. Has someone told you, maybe a parent, a teacher, a friend, that your dreams are too big and you're never going to own a home and you're just going to rent forever because that's what they've done and that's what everybody does? They are wrong. They're telling you that because they love you and they think they're right, but they are wrong. You have to be hell-bent in listening and figuring out and understanding that there is a way that you can have home ownership. It may not be the traditional way that, 20, 30, 40 years ago, everyone just bought a home and that they lived in it and that was that. So times maybe has changed, but you can do it. And I'm going to show you how. So why is rent so high? Well, I believe that knowledge is power. And in order to understand why it's so high, then you have to understand the numbers associated with whoever it is that owns the property that you're living in. So let me show you a very basic model of a landlord's expenses. The more you know and understand, the better prepared you're going to be when you make your next move. Now, landlords, investors, everybody, I am only going to show a very basic getting a loan from a financial company, paying about 20% down payment, just a traditional loan. Okay, so I understand that there's lots of different ways that investors can buy property. I'm not talking to you right now. I'm trying to help you out though and help your renters understand why you have to charge your rates. All right, so let me show you guys something on my handy dandy board. So we're gonna assume that, ignore all this, that you are getting a house, your landowner, I should say, buys a house for $200,000. Let me get on this side. Now, we're just going to say that that landowner puts a 20% down payment, all right, which is $40,000. So then that makes your landowner's total mortgage $160,000, right? Now, investment properties, rental properties typically are financed for 20 years, not 30. So we're going to say that 20 years at 6.3% interest, our monthly payment, or your landowner's monthly payment, is going to be $1,549. Now, that is just his mortgage payment, you guys. Now, what other expenses are involved? So your landowner actually has a lot, or landlord has a lot to pay for. There are insurance premiums. We talked about they are on the rise. So for a $160,000 or $200,000 home, you're talking about $125 a month for insurance. You're talking about $250 a month to budget for property tax. All right, pest control. Do you want pest control or do you like creepy crawlies? Because I don't like creepy crawlies. And I just went on what mine at my own home is, and it's $87 quarterly. So I broke that down. That's $29 a month. Now, let's see, lawn service. You do want somebody to mow your grass, right? So I budgeted about 6 months of having the yards mowed. In Southwest Virginia, that's about accurate. In other areas, if you're lucky, maybe you get a few extra months of warm weather and the grass is growing. 6 months here in Southwest Virginia. We are budgeting $120 a month for that. And we're going to skip over this 5%. I'm coming back to that in just 1 second. Maintenance. Most investors are going to say there's the 1% rule. And so it's 1% of the total value of the property. So $2,000 a year to budget for maintenance and repairs. So that takes us to about $67. Now, let's add all of that together. $2,240 a month. This is real, actual expenses that somebody's got to pay. Now, let's look at these two that I've got boxed in. 5% vacancy rate. That is what investors like to budget for the time that like one person's moving out, somebody else is moving in, or if somebody just moves out or doesn't pay and then it takes a little longer to get them out. So whatever, that's just a 5% vacancy rate. And so I had to get my total amount down here first. And the way that we figure that is it's the total annual rental income, all right, divided by 0.05%. That gives us $112 a month. And then down here for management fees, now most management companies are going to charge anywhere from 8 to 12%. Now, a lot of landlords, of course, they don't deal with management companies, but it is on the rise, and more property owners are starting to do this. So I budgeted low, and I just said 8%. So that is $179, which brings us to, yikes, $2,531 a month. Actual for real expenses, you guys. That right there is the reason that your rent is so high. And you know what? We've not even talked about this $40,000 down payment over here, because they have to recoup that. And most investors are going to want to start recouping this in about 5 years. So I will say this. Most investors who buy long-term rentals, honestly, you think that they're making tons of money, but it takes them over 20 years to start really making an income. And that's the reason that oftentimes people buy properties like this to rent, because they want to, they're thinking they're going to offset their retirement sometime, in 20 years down the road, it's going to be income for them. But what do you think is going to happen in 20 years with that property? We are budgeting, how much did we say for maintenance? We said $2,000 a year. $2,000 a year times 20 is that $40,000? What do you think that's going to go very far? Over a 20-year period, washers are going to break, dryers are going to break, HVAC systems are going to go out. Some renters, not you guys. I know you're my friends and you're great and you are respectful. I know, not you. I'm not talking to you, but some renters really destroy properties. And I have friends that have actually had to go in and take all the carpet, all the flooring, everything out of the house because people have just destroyed it. This is the reason that the inventory of rental properties is diminishing, because the cost to fix and repair things has just gotten out of hand. But what if I could save you $30,000 a year? Well, you're probably still going to be spending it, but you're going to be building equity in something versus just throwing it away. You'll never see that $30,000 again. What would your life look like? How would your life be different? See my video on the top 13 things that you can do to get ready to buy your first home. But here are my top 5. So first, you need to check your credit, right? Knowledge is power, remember? So you can go to creditkarma.com or just one of those sites and check your credit, see what your score is, and then look at it and see if there's anything on there that that you either need to dispute. Maybe it's an old charge or something's on there that is no longer relevant and you've already taken care of. All right, now most lenders are going to require a minimum credit score of 580 to 620. Second thing you can do, you can lower your debt to income ratio. You don't want your debt to income ratio any more than 36 to 43%, okay? Because the bank is going to say, or a financial institution is going to say, you have no extra money to make a mortgage payment. So you really want to work on your debt to income and make sure if there's anything that anything that you can, if you have a boat and you don't really need a boat, maybe you should sell it and lower your debt to income ratio. Or I don't know what you might have. Take a look at your credit report, take a look at your budget, and see where can you make some adjustments and some changes. The third thing, save for a down payment. You're gonna have to have a little bit of money for a down payment. The lowest that you're gonna need is 3% of the total cost of the home. That's the least amount that you're very likely gonna need. All the way up to 20%, which is likely the highest that you're gonna be required, depending on the type of loan that you're getting. The fourth thing is you need to determine your budget. Do you, at the end of the month, after you've paid all of your bills, do you have $200 left, or do you have $700 left, or $1,000 left? Figure that out. You're going to need to know this information. And the fifth thing is you need to research loan programs and their requirements. A quick Google search, honestly, will answer that question. That's what I did just to make sure that it would work for you guys, and it was super easy. Now, a great website is virginiahousing.com. I will provide a link to their website below because it was a really awesome website. Now, unless you're using a VA or a USDA loan, you can expect to put 3 to 5% down for a conventional loan, or 3.5% for an FHA loan. On this website, on the virginiahousing.com, they also have loan education and first-time homebuyer classes that you can take, and I absolutely would recommend it because they're going to talk to you about the different programs. They're going to talk to you about all the things that you're really, truly going to need to get your home. And you can attend these in person, or you can do a self-study. So now it's time for you to start getting prepared, right? Because I know you can do this. I know you can. You don't have to be a renter forever. So what if you chill out on some of the expenses that you don't have to have, right? Well, like maybe you do Starbucks once a week instead of like 3 or 4 times a week. Now, I love Starbucks. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, I make my coffee at home and take it with me for pennies a day versus a lot of dollars a day. What if instead of, what if before you buy a new piece of clothing or something, I don't know, something that you want to buy, what if you can only do that? You say, I'm only going to buy this when I have my first 3 months of savings, which are your bills, whatever your financial responsibilities are for the month. I'm just going to pick a number, 3. Let's just say it's $1,000. So until you have $3,000 saved, and I would suggest putting that in a compound interest savings account. Of course, you want to be able to access it in case of emergency. That's the reason that you have to have this first 3 months. So put it in compound interest. It will start to grow interest, and leave it there. Now, that's in case of emergency. Let's see. Keep in mind, you still have your savings amount for your down payment that you're trying to work on, right? So you get your 3 months in there, and then, now listen, if you're responsible, just put it all into one account and just kind of know, keep a ledger, put it in your phone, remind yourself, I've got this much for my 3 months emergency fund, and I've got this for my down payment. You guys, if you can't be trusted with this small teeny weeny thing, then you maybe are not ready for home ownership. I'm just kidding. You can do it. You want to, let's see, you can do 2 accounts if you need to, but I wouldn't, because the whole thing is build interest, grow interest. All right, now, what if you work an extra job? What if you did that and you said, okay, this extra job, everything that I earn, I'm going to put this money into this compound interest savings account, and that's going to be my savings for my down payment. And you guys, if you get more than you need, then you have money for repairs or remodeling or furnishing, all of the good stuff. Okay? A little discomfort now is really going to pay off big in the future. All right, so 5 ways to maybe not have to pay your own mortgage. What? You still have to pay your mortgage. But what I'm talking about is, what if other people could help you pay your mortgage? So there are so many things that you can do, guys. You can rent rooms or floors in your house. You can do short-term rentals, of course, like Airbnb is really popular, where people rent rooms out, so you're going to need it furnished. You can do mid-term rentals, which are rentals where people, a lot of times this is traveling nurses or people who are just traveling for work, and they're only staying in an area for over 28 days, but less than a year. This is really great. You're going to need to be furnished for that. And then, of course, you can do long-term rental. A year typically is what this is. And people would then have their own furniture for whatever area that you're renting in your home. All right. So that is a way that you can supplement your income and pay your mortgage and own your house and not be throwing all your money away every single month. So just quickly, I want to touch on that midterm rental or medium-term rentals. This is great. You can rent your whole house for this type of thing. The upsides to it is it's way less maintenance and cleaning than short-term rentals. If you're doing short-term rentals, you're talking about people who's only going to come in and stay 2, 3, 4 days typically. Then there's going to be additional cleaning fees. There's going to be additional maintenance, all kinds of extra stuff. Now, the people who are staying 28 days or longer, that's going to be way better because you're not going to have to clean all the time. That's going to be way less expense. Also, you can use that while you're away and rent your entire property. But what you might want to check on, if there are certain regulations in your area or with your lending company that states you have to stay at your home for a certain number of days per year. So just kind of be aware of that, and you may want to check on it. All right. Okay, finally. So once you have started working on your top 5 areas that you need to start with to prepare yourself for a loan, and you watched my video on my top 13 things to do to prepare for home ownership, you need to find a realtor who understands your vision and what your goals are. This is important. Your property may have specific needs. Your realtor must understand this. Your budget, your property must-haves, they've got to be able to spot a great opportunity in the haystack of inventory that's out there. By the way, you know, Jen Durham, Realtor, Southwest Virginia, call me. I can help you find this. If you're looking for property in Southwest Virginia or the surrounding areas, truly, give me a shout. I would love to help you. This is my thing. This is what I love to do. I would love to make your dreams a reality and help you get on the path to home ownership and investing in your future for yourself, your families, your kids, if you have children yet. I also can connect you with other like-minded agents across the United States. So if you don't know anyone in your state, give me a call. I can connect you. Let's get you on the path of making your money work for you. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to keep exploring, investing, and thriving in Southwest Virginia. Hit the notification bell, please, please, you guys, to stay informed about the current real estate market throughout the region. And don't forget to stay tuned for my top 3 picks in investment property this week in Southwest Virginia. Peace out, guys. Let's go look at the river. Guys, it's time for my top picks for real estate this week in Southwest Virginia. So we are going to talk about 3 properties that's located in Galax. And the first one is a 1965 split level. It has 3 beds, 2 baths, and it's on a cleared corner lot. It has kind of a rolling yard. It's pretty nice property. It's 2,154 square feet. It's on a paved street. It does have a carport and a sprinkler system. So that's kind of cool. It has a covered porch, a fireplace. It's a wood burning fireplace. It is on public water and sewer, so that's a plus. And let's see, newer vinyl windows, hardwood floor, tiled bathrooms. The original list price was $249, so it has been reduced. It's now $229,900. This is pretty sweet property. 2 of the bedrooms and 1 full bath is located on the main living level, and then there's another full bedroom or full bath and bedroom on the lower level with a den and like a family room, a large family room. So that's property number 1. Let's check out property number 2. All right, so Arnold Grimm had that first property listed. The second one that we're going to look at, Renee Pierman has listed, and this is a traditional 2-level home built in 1960. It has 3 beds, 1 full bath and 1 half bath. It's on a rolling lot. Some of it, I would say the backyard's kind of steep, but that's okay. All right, it is 1,212 finished square feet. It sits on 1.75 acres, located in Carroll County, Virginia. So it does, because it's in the county, it does have a private well, and it has an outbuilding, sprinkler systems, vinyl siding, enclosed front porch, covered deck, baseboards, oil and wood heat. There's gas logs, and you guys, in the county, natural gas is available now. And guys, this final property that we're going to take a look at, it is my favorite pick for this week, and it is on the market right now for $199,900. So that traditional 2-level is listed for $229,000 right now. Let's look at property number 3. This is my favorite pick for this week, you guys. It is actually zoned business right now, but it can be zoned down back to residential. So it depends on what you're looking for. Business is good for you, then wonderful. All right, but it is a 4-bed, 2-bath property, 2,408 square feet. It sits on half an acre, and it is right in town, right in the city of Galax, near restaurants, very, very close to the hospital. This is a great opportunity. Location is fantastic with this property. It's brick and vinyl siding. It is on public water and sewer, and it does have a heat pump. You guys, if any of these properties look interesting to you, or if you'd like to take a closer look at them or other properties in the area, reach out to me. There are bunches and bunches. I can hook you up. I would love to talk to you and show you what our area has to offer. Until next time, I'll see ya.